here we are with the travel edition of LinkedIn Coffee Break. I even got a coffee to go. I'm in the middle of Berlin. Traveling is one of the best ways to gain memories, to gain stories. Traveling gives us so much inspiration, and once we gain that inspiration, we just have to take it and tell it as a story. Why am I in Berlin? What am I doing here? These are all questions that you can answer in your story. Thing is, you have to put your memories into a framework where you develop your story. As mentioned before, you need a beginning, a middle, and an end. A framework is very good for storytelling, because once you have a framework, you can put all your memories inside there. So now the question is how to develop such a framework. Nice coffee, by the way. So why am I here in Berlin? I have an old friend of mine who's actually working here in Berlin. He was traveling here for work and I was traveling here anyway. So we said, let's meet up. That's also a great way of networking. Whenever you travel, try to meet as much people as possible. But back to the framework. It might be that your company or your brand wants to tell a story, but you simply do not know how to tell a story. Another option is you know how to tell a story, but you simply don't have enough time. In this case, you have two options. The first one is to hire somebody who is developing the story for you. And the second one is that you have a framework ready where you can implement all your information and develop the story by yourself. And actually there's a third way, that you have your own marketing department inside your company and they are developing the stories for you. In this case, you probably don't need this information. Oh well, and there's another topic which is very important: time. A lot of times I got asked, Florian, how long does it take to develop a story? Well, that depends on what you want to tell. What kind of story you want to tell. Is it just a memory? That's probably a quick story. But if you want to tell a story for your brand or your product or your service, that might take a little bit longer. But also here, with a framework, you can save a lot of time developing such a story, because you know instantly what you need for your story. As mentioned in my last video, the only way of learning storytelling is to tell stories. So you need to have experience in developing stories. That doesn't mean that you only have one kind of story to tell and you stick with the guidelines, but it actually means that you know what is important for stories that you are developing. So a storytelling framework basically have three pluses. First, it's based on experience. Second, it makes it easier to develop your personal story for your brand, your product, or your service. And third of all, it saves you a lot of time. So how about you? Do you already have your story framework, or you probably need help to develop one? Let me know in the comments below or send me a personal message. Coffee's over, time to go. Enjoy your weekend and see you next week.